everybody to the Risk World Cup first elimination round, first elimination game. At the end of this game, we'll have two national teams that will be out of Risk World Cup 2023 for sure, and then one team that will be on the bubble to get a wild card spot. We'll have three teams through to the quarterfinals, all to play for tonight. So let's take a look at the current standings now. This is a Group 1 game for round 1 that's getting ready to be played there. Game 3 between Venezuela currently sitting on 15 points, United States 3 currently sitting on 15 points, Canada 2 sitting on 8, Central America and the Caribbean sitting at 0, Saudi Arabia at 0, Eastern Asia at 0. We'll go through their players for this evening here in just a moment. But just a reminder for those that aren't familiar with the way the elimination works in the Risk World Cup, the top 3 teams will move on to the quarterfinals after Game 3 based off total points. The fourth place team will have a chance to qualify as a wild card. We'll take the top 2 scoring fourth place teams out of the 5 groups. They'll advance on to the quarterfinals of the Risk World Cup as wild cards. So there's still hope for that fourth place team in the group, but the teams that finish 5th and 6th tonight will be officially eliminated from the Risk World Cup. So all to play for, should be epic and intense. We're going to go through the standings for the other 4 groups as they have all finished their game 2s also. So we're going to go through them real quick for you so you know where everybody else stands. All of these 4 group games will be tomorrow in USA time, today in most of the world, because they'll be July 2nd UTC time for these games, and we'll go through those times. Group 2 currently sitting with Israel and Germany 2 tied at 10 at the top. This is the lowest scoring group we've got in the competition. England 1 at 5, sitting in 3rd place right now. Western Asia at 0, Southeastern Europe at 0. Their game, you can see as of now, is 13 hours away. It'll be Sunday, July 2nd at 1600 UTC. Hot Buns will be broadcasting that one on Twitch. Make sure to check it out. Group 3, currently Central Europe sits at the top with 18 points. Sweden at 15 in 2nd. Netherlands 2 with 5 in 3rd. Tied with Ireland with 5. 2 of the big favorites in the tournament, Germany 1 and Canada 1, currently sitting in 5th and 6th place with 0 points. Both will be desperate tomorrow to get those points to move into one of those qualifying positions. That game is Sunday, July 2nd at 1800 UTC. Again, that will be Hot Buns broadcasting that one. You'll definitely want to tune in. Should be an epic finish there in that group. Group 4 currently has Netherlands 1 leading with 18 points. Finland in 2nd with 15. The other 4 teams, Croatia, Poland, Northern Europe, and Greece, all sitting at 0. That game's at 1900 UTC. I'll be broadcasting that one tomorrow. Should be awesome as 4 teams fight for that 3rd spot in that auto-qualifying position. The Group 5 has been extremely exciting. Mexico leading, tied with USA 1, both at 15 at this point. New Zealand at 13, sitting in 3rd. Northern Ireland at 5. Scotland and Southeastern Asia, both at 0. And that one's at 20 UTC tomorrow. I'll also be broadcasting that one, so you should definitely tune in and check it out. But as for tonight, we've got Group 1, Game 3 action, and you can see there the players for each nation. I'm going to jump into find our live stream, and then we will be good to go here.
¿Quién es the host?
Ha mudado esta.
Sounds like our lobby is full. So give me 1 second to hop in the stream so you guys have it. We will be good to go with this epic Game 3 of Group 1 of the Risk World Cup. You can see our players in there: Mubao, McKenna Blintz, Anasatsu 89, Gary the Bear 28, Harlow the Hawk, and Carpo will be the 6th competing here. Let Harlow know we're ready. I guess I should check the settings. That's a good point. So for this Game 3, we'll be playing in Asia 1800s, an awesome map, no blizzards. It's World on Progressive that we'll be playing with a 60-second turn timer. So it should be a lot of fun. Our balance splits dice and what we're used to seeing for the most part in this tournament will be used again here. Okay, I think everyone's ready, and I think we're about to fire it off. Good luck to everybody. Now we're to the sharp portion of the competition where we'll have two eliminated for sure at the end of this competition here coming up. So, best of luck to everyone. As you can see, the scores coming in: Venezuela and USA tied there at 15 at the top. Canada, 2, currently sitting with 8 points. The other three teams all sitting with 0. Will have all the pressure on them. We will go through bonuses here. You can see Amu Bao, representing Eastern Asia, is in the first position here in turn order. This is the first time we've seen this map in the competition. And obviously the first time we've seen it in this round. So it'd be interesting to see how it's played out. Obviously, the points are going to have an effect. Both Venezuela and USA 3 will feel good about their positioning with 15 points. Extremely unlikely they get knocked out, but it is possible still. So we'll see how that goes. So Mu moves down into the Southeast Asia bonus. That is a +6 bonus, but he doesn't move to take it anytime soon, likely, but possible. He's got 3 more territories to take down there, the 2 blues and the orange down there to take the rest of that bonus. Second in turn order, we've got Carpo representing Saudi Arabia. Any opinions on the spawn that you guys have on in terms of who has best spawn here? Be able to make bigger. Yeah, we're in Prague World Aries. You can see popping into the bonus there. Harlow's looking at what the bonuses are. We're watching from Harlow's perspective, representing Central America and the Caribbean. Harlow representing Puerto Rico. Okay, so we see the early +2. That's the smallest bonus on the map there, besides Japan's the same. But on the left side, we see the Afghanistan bonus there, taken turn 1 by McKenna Blintz in Canada for the +2. He guards it with a 2 at the bottom, but a 6 and a 4 top. Don't think we see a break there, most likely. +2 is not going to ruin anybody's game. You can see the +3 at the top for Mongolia. Yeah, this isn't a map that gets played a lot, Aries. That was one of the purposes of this map, to challenge people that maybe aren't super comfortable with it. Okay, so we see orange move up to... Okay, who's playing as orange? Ooh, Carpo. Harlow. Who am I missing? Gary. Why can't I forget? Oh, Anasatsu. Okay, so Venezuela's playing as orange. I'll make that quick adjustment. So we've got the colors right. But orange is moving towards a bonus. Didn't really move into the bonus. He's got the green 3 he's letting out, it looks like. White moves down to maybe make a move on Tibet. Harlow does. And maybe to get out of the top bonus of Mongolia, which is a +3 that orange looks like he may be going for. Orange could roll the 7 on 3 next turn, the 4 on 1, and take that bonus up top, but would also have to take the white 1 and the white 2 to the right. Okay, so we see Gary the Bear does go ahead and take the Korean Peninsula +2 over on the right side. So there's 2 small +2s on the right side, Japan and the Korean Peninsula. Both 3 territory bonuses. And then over on the left, you have the Afghanistan +2 that we already see Canada with. Those are the most likely bonuses to be taken. But if a Moo gets this +6 at the bottom, it would be a game changer. He'll have to wait another turn and roll a 2. He can move that 3 down to guard into the Philippines, and hit the 2 from one of his medium stacks. It's a 3-point guard, but he's got a chance. Okay, so Carpo adds up in the corner, which is not going to make Ansatsu happy there for Venezuela. Did see some slight animosity between Venezuela and Central America and the Caribbean in their Machu Picchu game 2. See if any of that carries over to tonight's game. So first turn we see blue and red get a bonus and hold it. Where red holds theirs. We'll see if blue gets to hold theirs. That's US and Canada getting a bonus. The Mubao for Eastern Asia working on a big bonus that would be a game changer to get the +6 at the bottom of the map. McKenna Blend's happy with that bonus. Gonna just work with the +2 for now, not upset anybody too much. Just happy to get an easy take. Also opens up a potential path for Harlow to take that +5 if he can get rid of the Gary 3 in there for India. We see orange go up. Does he roll the 7 on 3? I think he does. He's annoyed by green adding, and so he doesn't want him to add again, is my guess here. But green's got that 6 just outside the bonus, so it's risky. He doesn't roll it. Okay, he's not playing for the bonus there. Yeah, so this is that potential I was saying. Harlow has that potential to go for India. It's a big bonus. It's a lot of territories you have to take. It's a +5. But I think it would take him a couple of turns at least. Maybe. He can probably do it in this turn +1 turn. He should be able to roll the 3 and 1. It's close. He may have to do 2 more turns. We'll see. But that's a +5 for India. But you do have to get Sri Lanka down here also, in addition to the continental India. Carlo's got a nice 8 and 4 stack out here. Also, a potential position that's about to be lost maybe to Gary. Yep. And he's got a 2 here that may not last much longer. He's going to end up wasting a lot of troops on India. I don't know if it'll end up being worth it. Gary would like a second bonus. Kind of threatening Carpo to get out of here, interestingly. Going to move some troops down even. Another troop down. Okay. Saudi Arabia's been in a tough spot, been kind of forced out of multiple positions. Okay, Amu does take the bonus. He guards with 3s. He can move this 3 down or this one up. Okay, so he moves up. So he's guarding with 3s on a +6. Does anybody break it? That'll be a game changer here in terms of if someone breaks it or not. We saw an early break on a turn 1 +6 last night in this group, but this is a turn. This would be going into turn 3. So it's after, no, it's after his turn 3. So not as early. So maybe that's good enough not to get broken. We'll see. Eastern Asia sitting at 0 points, so he needs points. And having a +6 would be a good way to get points because you'd have the troops to go get some bounties here. Again, the top 3 will automatically move on to quarterfinals. The 4th place team has a chance to get one of 2 wildcard spots. The 2 highest scoring 4th place teams will move on, but 5th place and 6th place after this game will be eliminated from the Risk World Cup. So a lot of pressure on these players tonight, especially the players playing on the teams with no points coming into this game. McKenna Blends for Canada, likely thinking a bounty gives you a really good shot to get through, especially as long as Venezuela or USA wins. So they have kind of a different MO coming into this game. They don't want to see Amu holding a +6 for sure. That's a bad case. Okay, and Harpo does get the bonus They're right in the middle of the map. The Tibet bonus, which is a +3. The 4 territories for a +3. Orange still doesn't roll the 3. He's going to give green 1 turn to get that 3 down into his own bonus. This is only a +3 for orange up top, and he's had to wait forever to take it. Carpo moves out of the Japan bonus for Gary the Bear. So Gary can finish off the Japan bonus and have a +4 with 2 different bonuses. And Gary's gonna make Harlow roll the 3 if he wants to take that bonus. See if Gary moves out next turn from that position. Gary's the last one that could break a moo, but he'd have to add to his 7 or he could add to his 3, I guess, and roll through a 3, or he can add to his 7 and come down through a 3. Um, it'll be interesting to see if Gary goes for the break. He's in a great spot to hold 2 bonuses with a 2-point guard. No, he's got to have a 3-point guard there. There's that extra connection here. He rolled the 3. He kind of rolls that out for Harlow. Harlow says thanks with a robot love. He could roll it again if he wanted to. It would really be nice to Harlow, but he doesn't. Gonna make him roll a 2 at least. And does not break a moo. Okay, so how much does this change the game? A moo in first turn order, which usually in progressive means you're lower in troops because you get the small trades. As trades get increased, as trades happen, you're first in trade order, usually you're lowest in troops. But he gets to supplement with a +6 bonus, which is significantly higher than everybody. Gary the Bear, the only one close to that at a +4. Moo adds to his external. How much does he guard this bonus? He guards on the side with the biggest stacks pointed at him, except Gary's got an 8 stack pointed at his other spot too. Does he get a threat stack to Gary? It's not technically a threat stack to Gary. To Gary's bonus at least. He could take out Gary's externals with that 11. Maybe that's enough to convince Gary not to break him. Blue not to break black. Okay, so Carpo does finally get that stack out of Mongolia for Ansatsu in Venezuela, so they can go ahead and take their +3. But they're not getting it till after their 4th turn. The team that bonus of a moo affects the most is Canada, because Canada really wants to see USA and Venezuela or themselves sweep this game, and that really throws a wrench into their plans with a moo having the extra troops to work with. He's not in a great position, but he does have the 5, but he decides not to use the 5 for a break. Instead, he just takes out a Harlow 2, which is an external of one of the other 0-point teams, which makes sense. He's going to spend his troops on that when he has the options of who he's picking to hit on a small stack. And he fortifies into one position with a 12 stack on the left. And he's got a 5 stack next to it. We see an early trade from Ansatsu. That's a surprising move. What's the early trade for? Just to take the bonus? Interesting. We will have to ask him about that post game. Remind me to ask him. You wouldn't think an early trade unless you're really worried someone's about to kill you or you're going for a bounty. I'm not sure the purpose of the early trade. Also, that's another thing that will help a moo here because he won't have the small trade now. Harlow's going to roll 100% 6 on 2 to take the bonus. No, he plays it patiently. Harlow playing a very patient game here. Waiting on the +5. Going to fall behind troops to a moo. But he has a chance to get the +5, which will be a better gain than most people that are sitting in here. Move up to 41 troops. 7 ahead of the next competitor, which is Gary. And a Moo card skips. I mean, it makes sense. You're in first turn order. You're getting the biggest bonus by quite a bit. So you card skip and put the pressure on everybody else. If we wait a whole turn to get cards, I'm going to gain more than you, right? So I think it's the right move to make. Even though a trade has already happened, I still think it's the right move to make. It puts the pressure on everyone to decide what to do, right? It also stinks for Harlow because he's got no bonus. He was 1 turn away from a bonus, so Amu takes advantage of that opportunity to kind of freeze Harlow in that position to say, okay, are you going to take your card in the smaller trade where you would have been getting the second biggest trade? Now you're getting the second smallest trade. So McKenna break here as a response to the card block. Yeah, he does. Okay, so that was the risk for Amu there in the card skip. And maybe McKenna does that either way, but I think McKenna more likely to do that because of the card skip. What does Harlow do? Does he skip or does he go? Okay, we've got orange first, sorry, with the early trade. Ansatsu did the early trade. Cards are going to get a little goofy here because of the early trade and because of the forced card skip situation. Currently, McKenna's sitting in the second smallest trade position. We can't see the stack behind the grenade right now, but it's a 1. Yeah, you can see it just for a brief second. Okay, so Harlow trades early, so he's not going to skip, obviously. He's going to take his bonus. Does he take it and stay? This game's getting interesting for sure. Got 4 bonuses on the left side. Again, that's the +5 of India that Harlow just took there. He holds just with a 10 stack. Now, again, McKenna doesn't want to see a Moo, Carpo, or Harlow get any points in this game. That's the best case scenario for Canada. So very possible that McKenna is motivated to go break Harlow, like he did with a Moo. The problem is if he creates too many enemies and he's not able to actually affect them too much, he ends his game before a chance to get any points for his team, and he potentially leaves one of those 3 still alive to take over his position in the standings. Gary the Bear in 2 positions on the map. He uses his external to get an easy take, but he card skips, feeling pretty confident about his position, second highest in troop count. Amu's going to roll a 6 on 3 and gets great dice. Perfect dice, right? That's unlucky for McKenna there to see that go that well, and then immediately Amu moves his entire stack down to threaten McKenna out of that position. Interesting. I think the break was maybe the right move for McKenna. That was unlucky that Amu doesn't lose a troop there and gets to still get a big trade coming up. He'll have the second biggest trade currently. He's should be getting the second biggest trade, which is a 12 trade. The break comes from the other side, this time from Carpo. Now these breaks are creating a reason for Amu to be able to attack people. They're not hurting him too much because he did get a couple. Yeah, so he gets to act mad, and he can use that as kind of fodder and justification for what he wants to do. But he does have 40 troops, and he's going to get the second biggest trade. So he knows what he's. Amu's a great player, so he knows what he's doing. He's posturing, right, based off of what's happening to him. And then moves up. Yeah, he moves up into 1 stack, and he kind of moves away from Amu a little bit. Tricky part for the 3 with 0 points. 5 points doesn't really do him a lot of good, right? Going for the 1 bounty play doesn't help them a lot because they really need to get at least 8 to get in one of those automatic qualifier positions. 8 points is 2 bounties. So for those of you new to World Cup scoring, you get 10 points for winning. There's no other placement points. You get 5 points for your first bounty, 3 points for your second bounty, 1 point for each additional bounty. Arlo got to hold his +5. He's blocked in a little bit on the left side. So he can use his external to go get an easy take, which he does. He can virtually kind of card trade there with Gary or with Amu or with Carpo. So plenty of options with his external. He's got a decent sized external stack. He's in an okay position with those bonuses locking in the left side of the board. Currently, Ansatsu with a +3. McKenna Blintz with a +3. Carpo with a +3. With a +4. Carpo's got the +4. I think that's right. Carpo with a +5. Gary the Bear with a +4 between 2 bonuses. No, +3s. Okay, so orange, red, and green all in +3s. White with a +5. Blue with 2 +2s for a total of +4. Gary the Bear kind of playing with house money tonight, sitting at 15 points. Just needs not the worst stuff to happen. Obviously, a bounty secures their spot through, and that's what he's going to go for. He gets bad dice, though, and he feeds a bounty to a moo. He has no way to get up there. He should stop. He should definitely stop, right? He's got a 4-on-1. He's still got it. Wow. Oh, he ran out of time. So he feeds it even worse to Amu, and this is going to get very, very interesting, folks. Amu gets handed 5 points, won't have to risk a bunch of troops. He's getting a big trade. Can he turn it into a 2-bounty run? He goes for a break of Harlow as part of this. And then we'll come back across for the kill of Ansatsu and gets Eastern Asia on the board. With that kill and that bounty, thanks to the US of A handing that over, and that's not what Gary wanted to do. He did not want to hand over points to one of the teams sitting below him in points. And there's the kill on McKenna from Amu, which gives them the tiebreaker currently. Yeah, it gives them currently the tiebreaker also over Canada with that direct bounty. So Amu gets the direct bounty. They're both at 8 points. McKenna's stuck at 8 points. So the best Canada can do is 4th place and hope that their 8 points get them through on a wild card position. Amu now has at least 3rd place, has 3rd place, but needs Carpo and Harlow to die. He's going for a kill of Gary. He's got to roll a 2-on-1 for it. He loses the 2-on-1. Oh no. Because the last thing he wanted to do was to feed a bounty to Carpo or Harlow. All he needed was Gary or he to win. The last thing he wanted to do was fail a kill on Gary. That was the worst thing that could happen for Amu after those first 2 kills. He needs the points to finish with him and Gary, and he would have Eastern Asia secured a spot in the quarterfinals. So that opens the game back up. Carpo gets the 25 trade. He'll get the kill of Gary for 5 points. And that will be a trade in turn. I think Carpo cleans the board here and gets Saudi Arabia in to the quarterfinals. Let's see. He's got the kill of Gary. The key is lining it up with a kill of Harlow. All right, Carpo and Harlow are tough. Okay, so that's the kill of Gary the Bear for Carpo. Just a very bad mistake by Amu there. Just didn't need to overplay it. Could have just been very patient there. Um, and would have been fine, but he ends up accidentally feeding the last player he wanted to feed this to. So we're going to get a 20 on 14 here, which should be a pretty good roll. We saw Gary figure out a good path, but it accidentally goes terribly wrong. We saw 19 on 14, but he gets a 11. So he's at 8 points now. But he now has the direct bounty. So we'll see who's winning that tiebreaker because they each have direct bounties on each other. Gets the kill in Eastern Asia. Yeah, so Carpo and Amu are actually in a true tie. Saudi Arabia and Eastern Asia are in a true tie, but Carpo should be able to finish this. Yeah, he finished. Oh, sorry, he didn't kill Eastern Asia yet. He killed Harlow first, but he'll get the win anyway. Harpo gets the win, and wow, did we see everything change there in the last moment of Group 1. Couldn't be a more exciting way to finish that one. Saudi Arabia actually ends up winning the group with that Carpo run. Venezuela finishes second, USA third. Canada and Central America and the Caribbean are out of the Risk World Cup. Their run ends officially tonight. In Eastern Asia, with a Mubao getting 8 points, will sit and have to watch tomorrow, hoping that things fall their way. And 8 points is enough to be one of the two top fourth place teams. Let's see if we can get anybody in here to talk a little post game and break down kind of what happened there, because that game got out of hand. Let's see if we can get a post-game combo with those players. Just a second to jump in here. All right, who we got there? Hold up just one second. I got to get your guys' audio going to the stream.
Me? I
No,
feel.
move. He's saying that he should have used the slider because he ended up with a 2-on-1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should have used the slider on the 2-on-1 specifically, Amu.
No. I should use the
Before.
sliders from the beginning.
Yeah, before that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also should have used the slider, but obviously it didn't help. I ended up with a failed kill anyways.
Yeah, so let's go back to kind of that's the excitement starting, I guess. Gary, you
Yeah.
have some bad rolls, and then you kind of figure out you still have a path to work out. It just ends up being
Yep.
a little too late, right?
That's exactly what happened. I was like, fuck, I'm short here, so I don't get it.
Yeah.
Just based on bad rolls, and then I was like, wait, I can come up through the ones there, so I did that, and then I couldn't quite make it back down to the 4. I should have just clicked that one and then went back up and around.
Yeah, you couldn't quite get to that time. You were leaving the 4-on-1 because you knew you had it, and that you had enough troops to get up to the top. Was the
it was the painful deal on my screen where it highlighted the attack. You know where it shows the
yeah,
arrow the entire
it
next
just didn't
person's
actually
turn.
go. Yep.
Yeah, and it just shows you how much you suck at Risk the entire turn.
That's such a painful moment. Yeah, we've all been there. Okay, so then
I think I've been there 3 times this tournament.
sure. Gary fails the kill, and so he ends up feeding it to who he doesn't want to feed it to right behind him with a moo, getting just the kill handed to you there. A moo. The very first move you made on that turn was breaking Harlow, though.
Yeah.
Harlow? Oh, yes. I just want to make a loop. I don't want to make a split.
Okay, so the break was just for pathing purposes.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, curious. That's what I kind of thought, but I was curious if you had a reason or if it was that. Okay, so that makes sense. So you do the break, and then you go for the kill on Gary, and then you get the kill on Red, right?
Yes.
On the trade.
So I was planning on kill Red anyway, right? So I have my lines. So even if the Gary didn't go like feed my kill, so I will kill red anyway. So
Okay, so you were lining up red no matter what.
yes,
You just
yes,
ended up getting to also kill
orange.
orange on that turn because of Gary's run. Yes, okay.
Yes, yes.
So interestingly, Amud, were the points playing anything into your mindset after the kill on red, or were you just playing it out, trying to finish the game like you normally would?
Yes, I was trying to kill blue, right? Because like blue has like the least amount of troops on the board,
Okay, so it was
and
just based
yeah,
off of the normal stuff we would look at. The next bounty, the
yes,
smallest on troops. Okay.
yes, 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 and he can give me the set in turn. So like I go for the blue, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
McKenna Blintz, you go for the break of a moose +6. Just felt like that was too big of a bonus for him to hold. You there?
Yeah, it was about making sure that the best position wasn't held by bottom 3 player.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and that totally made
Yeah.
sense. Yeah, we
I
were
just
saying
I
basically
had
you're the one that was most motivated to do the breaking. It made the most sense for you to do the break.
Yeah, I was expecting blue to do so.
Me too.
yeah, it was weird. I mean, not necessarily weird, but blue had the power to do it, but didn't.
Yeah, he was the only one that could have done it without any kind of retaliation.
Gary, why no break
Yeah.
on a moo?
So our whole goal going into this game was take one bounty and cruise into the next round. That was it.
So just getting a bounty was your whole plan.
Yep. So when our trade came around, we actually had a trade on 3, but we kept it till 4. People traded before us, and I could kill orange and take a bounty and call it a day. That's really all I was going for.
Gotcha.
And then I failed to kill. So
it was not so
luckily
much.
we
You just
still
didn't
made it.
really want to mess with that or waste troops on that because your
Nope.
focus was on something else.
Yep. I couldn't care less, to be honest with you, who won the game. I
Right.
just wanted one bounty, and I screwed that part up too.
Yeah. So real quick, final scores: Carpo able to win the group for Saudi Arabia with 19 points. Sorry. So Saudi Arabia group winners. Venezuela finishes second with 15. USA 3 finishes third with 15. East Asia will finish in fourth and have a chance at a wild card position with 8 points, winning the direct tiebreaker over Canada because of that direct bounty during the game of a moo on McKenna Blintz. Canada finishes in fifth. Central America and the Caribbean finishes in sixth. So those are your final points.
I demand a recount. We need a
Demand
recount
a
here.
recount. Yeah, that's fair, Harlow.
Yeah.
Hey, Oliver, if you're here, could you explain the early trade we saw from your teammate?
Yeah, the position was extremely bad. We lost several troops, especially because USA taking the north right side of the map.
Yes.
So yeah, we were pretty hurt, and we knew that we were going to be the target.
Okay, so you're worried about being targeted was the early trade purpose.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
And later on, we had like 2 10s, and we had two cards. We had an option: the skip card, or take a card and try to get a trade.
Okay.
But we then we got the 3 card. We got like a super. I mean, we want to win.
Yeah.
we don't want to do like a super passive or something like that. But I think that the best play would have been just to skip the card.
Gotcha.
But we took the card and we were aware. Blue had the line for us.
Yes.
When white attacked next to blue, I thought, okay, blue is blocking. I mean, white is blocking blue, but then he came back. So it was. But reinforcing the 10 to the other side, it was like, okay, it's going to get harder for them to kill us.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Okay.
100%. He's absolutely. We were talking about the same stuff in our chat. Was like, I hope he doesn't reinforce that into one big stack.
Yeah.
And then he did.
Gotcha. Okay, so that was strategic, I guess. There coming from Harlow, trying to prevent that.
The what? Sorry.
Well, Harlow, when he fortified back, I think. I mean, that was. I don't think he was ever trying to block us. I think he was just taking a card there and then fortifying back.
Gotcha.
I was trying to block. Yeah, I was trying to block some pathing, but it wasn't mostly because I didn't want anybody to kill each other. It's just I didn't want anybody to break my bonus for at least 2 turns, which didn't happen.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
that's fair.
Hey,
Yeah, I was super
Carpo,
weak. Yeah, sorry.
Carpo, early in the game, you kind of refused to get out of Venezuela's bonus there at the top.
I thought it was just mine.
You thought it
I
was your
hate
bonus.
from the very beginning. I thought that Orange was just trying to get out. Wasn't he?
Gotcha. Okay. I was curious if you were trying to prevent them from taking the bonus or if you thought it was your bonus. So that explains that for sure. And then you get really excited, Carpo, when you see that Amu can't get the kill there on the 3-on-1 because you feel like
Yeah.
you got the sweep after that.
It was just an easy sweep. I didn't think blue would attack. I thought that black was gonna try to get a bonus,
Okay.
fail, and then I would go after him. That's what I had. That's what I had in mind. But when when I've seen Gary win for the bonus, I was like, what? Could he kill him? He was too close.
You were surprised that Gary went for orange.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Everyone is right, I believe.
Carpo, did you have any thoughts of breaking Amu down at the bottom?
I thought that blue would do it.
Okay, so you were
Like
just
I pulled my 5 back. Yeah.
to get out of the way for blue to do it.
Yeah. Exactly.
Gotcha. McKinney, you take the early bonus on the left side, the +2. Was that just kind of your plan to hold that bonus and not go for anything else, just build an external at that point? Was that the strategy?
Absolutely not. That
Okay.
was the last thing I wanted to do in this whole game.
Gotcha.
I, in fact, wanted that Southeast Asia fucking bonus. I'm so upset because that bonus dictated the winner of the game. And that's literally why I broke black, not
Yeah.
white and not green.
Yeah, I mean, it's a game
So-
changer, especially if someone gets it early. It's a game changer on that map.
Yeah, so I mean, I ended up getting the 2 bonus, which was great to create a temporary advantage
Yeah.
on players, but it was not a long play, and I was looking for the long play that was going to
Yep.
give me the win. But the troop positioning on the board did not give me many options.
Gotcha.
I
So you're saying
I have to admit,
on the spawn you didn't have anything in that Southeast Asia bonus. Is that what you're saying? I don't remember.
I had 0. No,
You had
none.
nothing in there? Yeah, okay.
No, none in there. I had some in Indochina, but yeah.
Were you going for Indochina after your Afghanistan take?
That was my plan, but I then had to refocus on minimizing the black, white, and green play as much as possible. And in this case, focusing black was a priority because they were going to build a +6, and they did for a couple of turns.
Yeah.
So I had to prioritize that.
Makina, why did you remove my 2 from Indochina?
Again, it's the same point. It's green, white, and black had to be minimized, and whatever chances I had based on my troop positioning, I took the ones that were the easiest to do.
Yeah.
And removing that too basically removed the white position and weakened the white position.
Yeah, I said on the
Promoting a
stream,
kill,
basically, you're going to have to take out an external somewhere, and you're always going to pick either black, white, or green if you're taking the small stack out. So that made sense.
Yeah, exactly. I had to prioritize those 3, but as the Peatman says, this is how the cookie crumbles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so interesting to me. The Gary failed kill obviously changes the game quite a bit because that feeds it in the worst direction that you want it to go.
Yes.
But
exactly.
interesting also, if Amu doesn't attack Gary at all, just completely ignores that bounty, and plays out the rest of the game, not only could Amu maybe win the game in that scenario, but much less likely that either Carpo or Harlow wins and gets the points at that point because he had such an advantage over everybody. The worst thing Amu could end up doing was beating Gary to one of the other 2 players that could jump.
Now, Amu, can I ask you a question?
Yeah, sure, of course.
When you fortified your, I think it was either a 12 or 14 right after you went for the kill on us, why did you do it at the bottom of Japan instead of 1 territory up?
That's a very good question. So I just want to have like the most amount of troops on the board if I still have the chance. But like after I heard like the Mitch or some other place talk, I shouldn't hit Gary. I should hit Carpo.
Yeah, I
Yes,
mean, just
yeah.
specifically because of where you were points wise, you were in third place. As long
Yes.
as Harlow and Carpo don't score any points at that point, you're in third place
Yes.
and have the guaranteed spot.
Yes. So I made the. I didn't check the points.
Yeah, it's tough while they're.
Yeah.
I mean, they were moving really fast because that was like 3 turns in a row where stuff was shifting all over the place with the kills and stuff.
Yes,
Yeah,
and
this
thanks for the Canada, the red, to break my bonus, and I don't have the troops. That's the one of the consequences. They break me, right?
Yeah.
So if they didn't break me, I might have the Gary kill, right? So
Yeah.
Yeah.
right.
McKenna, I'll give you
That's
a
why
couple.
when
Sorry, go ahead.
sorry.
Gary.
That's why when you failed it, I thought that you would fortify to block the kill, like kill guard us, so that the other two teams couldn't get points. But you fortified one territory down and didn't block the kill.
Yeah,
and I was like, oh, I guess he's not blocking it.
I'm like thinking about that, but like the green is like a trade after me, right? They have the 5 trades. They have the troops anyway, so that's in my mind. Yeah.
I gotcha. So you were just protecting your troops, hoping to make it one more turn.
Yes.
I gotcha. I can understand that. That's a good line of reasoning.
Yeah, just to have it for next turn. McKenna, I'll give you a couple more pieces of bad luck. I don't know if this makes you feel better or worse, but just to point out a couple more. You could add the spawn, the Gary failed kill, but I think a real game changer in that was Amu rolling a 5-on-2. Was it a 5-on-2 or a 6-on-3?
6-on-3.
6-on-3 and gets a perfect roll to take back that bonus. And feeds back that perfect line to kill you, the next turn. That was an unlucky moment also.
I have to. I mean, that is very true. But it's almost midnight here. I'm an early bird. I'm in bed by 9 p.m. So I'm shaky, and I made 2 mistakes. I believe I had a misclick in the beginning, and my intention was to fortify my Indochina troop set down to that to mitigate that from happening altogether and blocking black from killing white as well. And I clicked,
gotcha.
and I clicked fortify, and I had to still attack one more territory to be able to do that. So that was my second mistake.
Okay.
So it's a bit late in the
That
day
makes
for me, and I
makes a
think
lot of sense. That move would have changed a lot in terms of now Moo still may have been fed the bounty and everything and been able to do it anyway, but if he wasn't, that would have changed it dramatically.
I agree. Yeah.
All right, you guys got anything
Sorry for
else?
failing a kill, guys. Sorry for failing a kill and feeding the game.
God damn.
It happens. Yeah.
That was not my intention.
What's funny is
a
I was
roller
watching
coaster.
the wheels turning right there with you, Gary. I was like, no, he doesn't have it. Wait a second, he might have it. Oh, is he
Yeah.
gonna have time to get it? And then it was I was right there with you.
Mm-hmm.
Those are tough.
Yeah, the 21 on 19 being a perfectly even roll, not even leaving me with like a 2-on-1. That sucked.
Yeah. Not even having a hope there to get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was tough.
It is what it is.
All right, congrats to everybody. Moo, we'll see if 8 points is enough to get you one of those wild card positions as the 2 top 4th place finishers to get into the quarterfinals. So we'll see if 8 points is enough tomorrow.
Are you sure?
That's another terrible thing. We were in the 4th position with 8 points, which I believe is one of the highest 4th places.
Yeah.
Yet.
Yeah, I mean 8 points has a good
we got
shot.
kicked out.
We
we
might
got
have a
kicked down
chance.
from that as well.
Yeah, the tie, and then lose it. That's true. You needed after that happened, McKenna. You needed a move to go ahead and win the game, because then you would at least be in that 4th spot and have a chance. Yeah, you're right. That's a tough night for Canada. Tough night for Canada.
No, and it's Canada Day, by the way.
Yes, it's Canada Day.
Yeah.
And hi, Mitch, one question.
Yeah.
So in terms of like Canada and us are also like all like points wise at 8. So what's the tiebreaker?
So the first tiebreaker is direct bounties on each other. So you got the direct bounty on Canada in that game.
Okay,
yeah.
Gotcha.
So you're winning the tiebreaker. So now we've got 4 other group game 3s to play tomorrow, as long as 2 others don't get 8 or more points. you guys will get one of those quarterfinal wildcard spots.
Okay, so how many wild cards? are there?
2 wild cards. There's
two
5
wild-
total
oh.
groups, 2 of the top 5. So
Okay.
one group's done for tomorrow.
Okay, and the current standing, we're at the top, right?
Well, yeah, you're the only group that's played all 3 games so far. So you guys are group
Okay.
1. We've got the other 4 groups will all play tomorrow. And so you just got to finish in one of those top 2 spots out of the 4th place teams.
Okay.
Make sense?
Nice.
But Saudi Arabia advances thanks to Carpo's 19 points. They go from 0 to the group winner tonight. Venezuela advances with 15, and USA 3 moves on with 15 points automatically to the quarterfinals. And we'll see on Eastern Asia tomorrow.
Are we gonna continue with 2 players?
Yeah, so I think Venezuela is officially a 2-player team, right, Oliver? Have I put that in your guys' chat
No.
now?
We are a 3-player team.
No, about Saudi Arabia.
Oh, sorry, Saudi Arabia. I was thinking of the other one. Saudi Arabia, yes, is officially a 2-player team. That's correct, Carpo. Except you're now 2 games ahead of your teammate, so he'll have to play the next one for you guys.
Oh no.
Yeah. So good luck with that. Anything else you guys got?
I want to thank you, Mitch, for organizing this. I think
Thanks, McKenna. We loved having you guys, and this is the end for Canada too. But there's still another Canada team with a chance to get through tomorrow, so we'll see if they can do it.
Yeah, congrats, Saudi, and thanks for the fun game, everybody. Have a great night.
Have a
GG's, everybody.
Good night.
See ya.
You too.
Bye-bye.
All right, that is it. That's our first game 3 of elimination round 1 of the Risk World Cup. The run ends here for Central America and the Caribbean and Canada 2. Their tournaments end here. Canada 2 players played through a pretty long qualifying process to get there, so congrats to them for making their national team. And their run ends tonight. Saudi Arabia with the run from Carpo there, getting 19 points for Saudi Arabia, gets the group win. Venezuela finishes second. USA 3 finishes in third. All 3 of those teams will automatically qualify for our top 24 team quarterfinals. That'll be played next week. Amubao sitting on the bubble for Eastern Asia. We've got 4 more groups playing tomorrow. The top 2 4th place teams in terms of number of total points will move on to the quarterfinals, so they've got a great shot to move on. We'll see if they move on. Only one Canada team is out, Jolie. So Canada 1 still plays tomorrow, but they're at 0 points. They got a big hill to climb in their group. They play tomorrow. I'll put up that schedule here. Yeah, this is tomorrow's schedule. You can see Hot Buns will be doing the first 2 games at 1600 and 1800 UTC. That's Group 2 and Group 3's Game 3. And Canada 1 is in that Group 3 there with 0 points. Also Germany 1 sitting at 0 points in Group 3. Both will be desperate for points tomorrow. Group 4 and 5 will be broadcast by me at 1920 UTC tomorrow. Both of their Game 3s. At the end of that, we will know our 24 teams moving on to the Risk World Cup quarterfinals and that chance at $1,500 for their team in the finals. So far, 1 USA team has advanced, Carter. And then the other 2, you can see where they are playing. Oh, 1 auto advanced to quarterfinals already. USA 2's already in. And then USA 1 is USA 1 is playing in that Game 3. They're currently sitting at 15 points. They have a great shot to get through tomorrow. So maybe all 3 USA teams will get through. Very possible that they do. So that's it for tonight. We'll be back on tomorrow. Make sure you tune in 1600 UTC to Hot Buns on Twitch. She'll be broadcasting that England game tomorrow. I bet you'll get to hear 3 Lions. And I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, but I bet you'll get to hear it either way. If you'd like to check out more on the standings and the schedule for the Risk World Cup, you can go to riskworldcup.com. You can also follow us on Instagram Risk World Cup or on Twitter Risk World Cup to see what's going on and the latest in the Risk World Cup. I'm at Mitch on Risk. I stream live on Twitch and I post these videos on YouTube. If you want to support the Risk World Cup and you want to see more content like this, make sure you're liking, subscribing, and following on all platforms, and not just me, but all of our broadcasters. Make sure you're supporting them. They're putting in a lot of work to provide this event coverage for you, so you get to check out this awesome international competition in the game of Risk. Again, I'm at Mitch on Risk. Until next time, everybody, may your dice be nice. See you guys.